Good morning. The study I'm going to present was published in the Work and Stress and concerns cognitive appraisal as a mediator in the relationship between stress and burnout. This study was conducted by the Adaptation, Performance and Human Development Research Group, which develops research in two domains, sports and work contexts. And this study concerns the work domain. Here, in this slide, we present the team researchers, and in this one, the team collaborators. First of all, I would like to consider some key points that were important to our study. Occupational stress and burnout in university teachers constitutes an important occupational health problem, which is related to several changes that have been imposed to this professional group and are linked to several work and non-work outcomes due to its negative impact on individuals' physical and mental health, family functioning, organizational climate, and on the quality of academic teaching. So, university teaching is regarded as a high-risk profession which determines academics' quality of life, marital and life satisfaction. Academics are exposed to psychological stress at work, being one of the occupational groups that are most affected by psychological distress and burnout. However, there is a limited research and knowledge about the impact of cognitive appraisal processes in the experience of stress in Portuguese university teachers and its effects on workers' mental health as proposed by the transactional model of Lazarus and Folkman. So, our study was based on the transactional model of stress, which highlights the role of cognitive appraisal processes in the experience of stress, that is, the primary cognitive appraisal concerning the importance given to the situation by the person and the person's threat and challenge perception. Secondary cognitive appraisal concerning the person's coping potential and control perception. So, the main goals for this research was to study the importance of cognitive appraisal in the experience of occupational stress and burnout in Portuguese university teachers. Especially, it aimed to analyze the mediating role of cognitive appraisal on the relationship between occupational stress and burnout, and also investigate differences in the experience of occupational stress and burnout according to different patterns of cognitive appraisal. So, our sample was constituted by 333 university teachers from the north of Portugal. The mean age was 42 years old. 60% were women, 64 married. The majority had a PhD, and most of the participants have a full-time contract. In this study, the measures used were a socio-demographic and professional questionnaire and the Portuguese versions of the following instruments: the stress questionnaire for academic staff to assess occupational sources of stress, the cognitive appraisal scale to measure primary and secondary cognitive appraisals, and the Maslach burnout inventory educators survey to evaluate burnout dimensions. So, in order to study the mediating role of cognitive appraisal, two models were tested. Model 1 tested the mediating role of primary cognitive appraisal, threat and challenge perceptions between stress and burnout. And Model 2 tested the mediating role of secondary cognitive appraisal, coping potential and control perception between stress and burnout. Results in Table 2 indicate that both models presented good fit indices as indicated by the arrows in the table. With respect to standardized effects of partial mediation in Table 3, Model 1 explained 69% of the variance in burnout, and Model 2 explained 50% of the variance. Now, regarding results for the differences between stress and burnout according to different patterns of cognitive appraisal, concerning threat perception, significant differences were found in stress dimensions and burnout. Namely, academics with high threat perception presented more occupational stress and emotional exhaustion. Now, regarding challenge perception, we also found significant differences in stress dimensions and burnout. And in this case, academics with low challenge perception experienced more occupational stress and negative feelings of exhaustion and despersonalization. With reference to coping potential, we also found significant differences in stress and burnout. Teachers with low confront potential revealed more occupational stress, more exhaustion, and less personal accomplishment. Finally, concerning control perception, we found also significant differences in stress dimensions and burnout. And low control perceptions means more experience of occupational stress in university teachers, more emotional exhaustion, and less personal accomplishment. So, to conclude, findings emphasize the relevance of studying occupational stress among Portuguese university teachers, highlighting the importance of analyzing primary and secondary cognitive appraisals on the experience of stress and burnout. Data confirmed the cognitive appraisal partially mediated in the relationship between occupational stress and burnout at work. And we found that more negative feelings or experiences of stress and burnout are shown by academics with high threat perception, low challenge perception, low coping potential, and low control perception. These findings constitute a promising underlying mechanism in the explanation of adaptation at work and must be considered in occupational stress intervention programs. And since this study attested the main propositions of the transactional model proposed by Lazarus, it can constitute a general guide for the construction of occupational health interventions and promotion programs. And many thanks to all. And if you would like to know more about us, you just visit our website.